all well. Today is Friday the 7th of July and I've got a relatively busy day ahead of me. But before I get into that, I want to just catch you up on some news. When I left you on Monday in the vlog, I said, I'm sure I had something to tell you, but I couldn't remember what it was. Hold on, I'm a bit squint. I can't find my usual stand. And then I remembered, of course, it was like the middle of the night on Monday night. I was like, that's what I meant to tell them. So what it was, Jack had been at the Guns N' Roses concert the week before, and I had said I would let you know how we got on. He loved it. He absolutely loved it. It was raining, it was mobbed, but he didn't care. He said that something ticked off his bucket list and he really enjoyed it. He said, I said, did they come on stage with the Zimmer? Because, I mean, they're getting on a bit now. I can talk, I'm in a wheelchair. But he said not. He said he actually was still jumping about the stage like he was in his 20s. He said there were a few notes that he couldn't quite hit, but generally it was really good, really enjoyed it. And then on the back of that, we discovered, you might remember a couple of years ago, was it last year? We were booked to go to see the Foo Fighters in Manchester, but unfortunately the drummer of the Foo Fighters passed away not long before the concert was due, so obviously the tour was cancelled. And we were really disappointed because we thought they're not likely to come back to Britain now, but they are. And I managed to get us tickets, not for Manchester this time, for Glasgow. So we're going to see the Foo Fighters at Hampden next year, I think. I can't remember the date. They didn't have any wheelchair spaces left. I was on the priority ticket thing and they didn't have any wheelchair spaces left, but they had pitch standing. And I thought, do you know what? There's not going to be, or I wouldn't think there would be any issues getting my wheelchair onto the pitch. So I just booked them. And it means that when we get there, if there is space in the wheelchair bit, I'm sure the stewards would put us there. But if not, it's fine. It doesn't matter if there's people in front of me because there's the big screen. I don't particularly like being in crowds in my wheelchair because I feel claustrophobic, because if there's a lot of people around you, they're bigger than you and it feels like they're sort of closing in. But to see the Foo Fighters, it'll be worth it. Jack likes them more than me, but I've really come to like them through listening to the music with Jack. So that was good news. Trying to think what else has been happening. Brooke was needing stuff for cadet camp. She told us Monday night what she was needing and I was like, oh my God. So Tuesday we packed her into the car. Thankfully it's the school holidays and we thought we would be able to get most of it at Decathlon. We love that shop. It's really good for any sort of sport equipment. And we did get the majority of it there, but there was a few things that we couldn't get. And in fact, we looked in Asda first because we had to go shopping. And we got nothing there, not even pyjamas. We went to Decathlon, we got what we could there, and then we still ended up having to go to other shops. We went to Braehead, went to Primark, we got our pyjamas and wore shorts and t-shirts and things like that because they need a lot of sport wear. Obviously, when they're not doing cadet things, they'll be doing activities. So that was a bit of a stress. Anything we couldn't get, we got on Amazon. We couldn't get like boot polish kits and things like that, the first aid kit, so we got all that on Amazon. But when we were at Braehead, we passed the Sky stand and that's where we got our Sky glass from. We weren't sure if we were going to get it, and then we spoke to the guy there and he was really good and we decided to sign up for it. That must have been in fact it was our wedding anniversary, so it was September last year. And we love Sky Glass. I have to say, a few people have asked what we think of it. We love it. It does have a few limitations, but we would generally say, yeah, go for it. The only thing is you do need to have a very fast broadband for it because it works on broadband. There's no dish or anything, and it's all included in the telly, so you don't need separate boxes and things, apart from if you want it in a separate room, like in the bedrooms. We've got one for my mum and dad in the cabin. You get a little puck, which is just this tiny wee thing that goes into your telly, and you get all of the same things that you can get on the main Sky Glass telly. So as we passed it, we thought, oh, well, we talked to them about Sky Live. I don't know if you've seen it, but we've seen it advertised a few times. And it's basically a camera that sits on top of your telly. And one of the things you can do with it is you can have you can do Zoom calls, WhatsApp calls, things like that. But if you're watching the football, for example, if there was a Celtic game on that Jack was watching and wanted to watch it with his dad, if he had the Sky Live as well, they can they see both of them on the telly as well as the football game, so they can see each other's reactions and talk to each other. It's a really cool idea, although you do need the other person to have Sky Live for that to work. But the other thing that they have got with it is a lot of games. It's a bit like, it's like a step up from the Wii because you don't have controllers in your hand. I think the Xbox did it at one point, that you get the camera and it tracks all your movements. So we were trying out some of the games. There's not a lot of apps just now, but there's a fair few, and they are going to be bringing more in. Most of them are free just now, but you will have to pay for some of them. You get fitness apps and things as well, and the fitness is really cool because it watches you doing the exercises and gives you tips as to, right, you could do this better, you're not stretching enough there, which Jack is really looking forward to. And some of the games, Brooke and I were playing Fruit Ninja. Now we're in the middle of Brayhead Shopping Centre. I was surprised that Brooke did it. I was really proud of her. And there's bits of fruit floating about the screen and you have to chop them with your hands like this. So Jack got a little bit of footage, so I'll pop that in for you. It was quite funny.
Sherry for the moment.
What songs? Right, okay. You should like that as well. It was.
Honestly, this guy's dancing, there's only something we
Hiya.
Can you not use your leg as well and kick it? So yeah, on the back of that, we did decide that we were going to get it. So I think the camera should be with us in the next couple of days. You can pay for the camera up front. I think it's £200 and something, or you can pay it £10 a month or £5 a month over however many months it takes to pay it off. So we've just taken it out at £5 a month. It's interest free and you don't need to pay anything extra. Once you've got it, that's it. You don't pay subscriptions or anything unless there's a paid app that you want to use. So we're looking forward to that coming. That'll be fun. I'll definitely vlog some of that when that comes. I've got a Monopoly as well, and I love the thought of playing Monopoly without all the hassle of having the board and the wee people and the houses and the hotels and things. So yeah, that'll be good. Anyway, that was that. So I think you're pretty much caught up with everything. Squirrel watch. Our squirrels, I know that I keep talking about our squirrels, we just love them. So I'm going to start doing a squirrel watch segment on my channel. We now have 4 squirrels. We don't know if they're from the same family. Certainly 2 of them are smaller than the other 2, so it could be their babies, but we're not sure. However, we have noticed a bit of a turf war going on. We have got 1 squirrel feeder and 4 squirrels, and there's been quite a few standoffs, and it's funny to watch them. They don't really get physical, but the tails twitch and, you know, they sort of run at each other and then run back, and it's really interesting to watch. I know you need to like nature and squirrels to be interested in that, but it is actually fascinating to watch. So Jack has now ordered another squirrel feeder to put at the other side of the shed so that there's 2, and that way we don't want any bullying going on in our garden, thank you very much. So hopefully there'll be less fighting going on over it. We now have 2 jays as well. I did say that the bird, the jay, we'd seen, and I don't know if there's always been 2, but we saw 2 together and we were like, yay, we've got 2 now. So we're just loving it. So that is this week's Squirrel Watch. I might end up scrapping that, but I thought it'd be quite fun. So let's go on to today. What have I got to do? I started filming the Craft and Chat Christmas in July special yesterday. So it's basically a tutorial using all of the resins that Jay Dixon sent me. So I need to do the second part of that today, because obviously you need to wait for the resin to set before you can do the next stage. So I've got that to film today. I've got some other, oh, that was the other thing. I've got some other resins to unmould, and I was going to tell you when I had started uploading them to TikTok, and I have. So my TikTok name, handle, link, whatever it is, will always be in the description of my videos now, but I will put it on the screen just now for you as well, just in case. If you're on TikTok, feel free to follow me. It will mostly be unmoulded. I always want to say demoulding, but I checked last night, demoulding isn't a word, unmoulding is. So I will be mostly unmoulding some resin things on there, but there might be some other things, like doing dad things with Abby or the dogs, things like that. Hello, big boy. That was Hugo, by the way, in case you wondered who I was talking to. It's not Jack. I better take that bit out. So I've got some filming to do for that as well. And we have got someone coming to look at our boiler today. Now, I mentioned, I think it was probably last year some point, that our boiler was leaking. Now, we live out in the sticks, so there's no mains gas or anything like that. So there's two ways of central heating here. One is oil, which we've got, and it's an oil tank that's in the back garden. And the other one is gas, which is like colour gas tanks in the garden as well. Oil was already here. It's so much hassle to change it all over, so we're sticking with oil. We think, because we know that we're very unlikely to get another winter out of that boiler. It was a bit dodgy when we moved here 5 years ago, and God knows how long it's actually been in. So we're definitely needing to use one. We notice we're going through a lot of oil, so whether there's another leak somewhere or whether it's just not economical to heat the house with it, we don't know. So we've got someone coming out to give us a price for a new oil boiler. We want to get the combi boiler so that it heats the hot water at the same time. We did look into getting grants, you know how like the governments do grants to get your house more insulated and more economical heating wise, but they don't do grants for oil or gas boilers, like that's not mains, which is a shame. But they do a grant for the electric pump style boiler. Now, Jack had heard quite a few bad reports about that, so we're not sure. He looked on Trustpilot, and the majority of them are, really happy with it. But we don't know. If we can get a grant for it, we might look into getting that instead, and that way we wouldn't need to have the tank. Well, the tank would probably still be there, but we wouldn't rely on someone coming to fill it up and things. So that's the two things that we're thinking about. But today there's someone coming out about a new oil boiler. We've had a couple of quotes, and Jack had reckoned it would be about £4,500–5,000, but when they've actually given us quotes, it's been upward of 7,000, which we cannot afford. We really can't, especially since Abby is now wanting to learn to drive. She hadn't been too fussed about it before, and Adam drove her everywhere. But because Adam's not here now, she's realising the limitations of the bus, especially when it comes to work and things like that. So we're wanting to help her out with a little car as well and driving lessons, but we cannot get a driving instructor anywhere near here at all. They're all fully booked. And so we are basically keeping our eyes and ears open for an instructor that's nearby. Abby's been given a few numbers by friends that have used them, but they're all full. So we don't want to spend too much on the boiler if we don't have to. What else is happening today? We need to go to Asda, the usual. And Brooke is going to her cadet camp today. So she gets picked up, I think it's 8 o'clock in a local village. She gets picked up. They drive down south. Can't even remember where it is. They drive down south overnight, and then that's her away for 2 weeks. Yay! I'm only kidding, Brooke. So that'll be fun. She's really looking forward to it. We're hoping we don't get a phone call halfway through saying you need to come and get her because she's not eating, or how fussy an eater she is, or she's too tired. Remember, she got ill after the last weekend camp. So we're hoping we don't get that. We've told her that she needs to man up and push through it if she gets tired, because if we need to go and pick her up, then that'll be the end of cadets. We won't let her go back because she's obviously not made for it. So that is our day. It's going to be a busy one. So I wanted to just come on, catch you up on my news and let you know what's going on. And that has now been 15 minutes. I'm sorry. Right, I'm going to go and get on and I will come back to you later. Right, that is me. I have filmed what I needed to film for the J Diction video. I think that will go up on Wednesday. And I have had one of my lovely viewers, Peta, who I've mentioned before. I think she asked a question in my Q&A video. She lives down in Australia, down under, lucky thing. She has asked if I would make a video on resin basics because she's thinking about giving it a go. And a couple of other people said to me that they're thinking about giving it a go as well. Yay, do it. So I will make that over the next few days, hopefully. And it'll just be a very basic video, the things that you need, safety, any tips and tricks that I've picked up along the way, that sort of thing. But talking of resin, I thought I would just show you this because you may remember I showed you the pyramid with the Santa, but Santa had fell. I now have a pyramid with a snowman. It's still not perfect, but you can't really see it because of the lights. Look! It's better because he's standing properly, but where I've used the UV resin, it wasn't the J Diction one at that point, so wait, now I'll put it off. It wasn't the J Diction one at that time, so you can see it's actually a wee bit cloudy up there, but I'm getting better, definitely getting better, and yeah, on Wednesday you'll see the thing that I've made with the J Diction resin. Now, what else was I going to say? Jack has come in and told me that he has got a £100 voucher for B&M. Yes! He got it through his work. So when we go through to Asda today, I'm going to go to B&M. And he's wanting to get some nuts for the squirrels that are about £20. And he said, I can spend the rest. Woohoo! Got no idea what I'm going to get, but I'll have a look and I'll find something. So I think that's everything for just now. I am going to start doing some editing. I'm going to put some more stuff up on TikTok and I will let you know how things go. We've now got 2 people coming today. We've got the boiler person coming and then we've got the person about the electric heating. But we don't know if we can afford that or not because the grant that we would be entitled to a grant because of one of my benefits, but we don't know if it's going to be nearly enough to cover the cost of the heating. So it'll be interesting to talk to this guy and see what he says. But I will let you know once they have been. Oh, and Brooke is up. She is starting to get packed for her cadets tonight. Yay! I'm terrified she's going to forget something. I'm like, write it all down and then tick it off as you pack it. She's like, no, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, okay, if she forgets something, it's her own fault. I might read the list out to her later and make sure that she's got everything. It might just jog her memory. Anyway, I'm going to head off just now and I will catch up with you soon. There's Abby getting ready for work. Oh, have they seen your new hair?
No.
I don't think so. Look at Abby's new hair. I know you're going to be divided. Some of you are going to love it and some of you are going to shout because she was gorgeous with her traditional ginger. Granny Annie's not happy with you, is she?
Nope.
But hey ho. It is lovely. So it's nice and dark, but she's got blonde bits up the front. Yay.
Hi.
Hello, puppies. Oh, Molly. Is Abby going to work and leaving you?
Oh, I'm leaving you with Hugo.
Oh, poor
Just
Hugo.
spotted her.
Hugo keeps annoying her. He's sniffing everything just now.
Doesn't leave her alone though, does he?
No. It's because she's in your room most of the time, so it's like, oh, there you are you okay? Look at her trying to scratch where you're rubbing.
I know. I'm trying to...
Well, good afternoon. Oh, it's now about 20 to 2. The first guy that came about the oil boiler had a good look around and he was going to email us a quote. And then 2 people came out about the electric pump system and the possibility of a grant. They were here for about 2 hours because it turns out that because of one of my benefits, we are entitled to a grant to get, are you ready for this? They do underfloor insulation and loft insulation. They do all the outside walls insulation apart from the kitchen and bathroom, but they do it on the inside. They do new radiators, the new heat pump, and solar panels on the roof, which helps to offset the cost of the electric heat pump, because obviously electricity is expensive now, and it will cost us nothing. And me and Jack are looking at each other and we're saying, what's the catch? Because nothing good like that ever happens to us. And apparently there is no catch. So we won't quite believe it until it's all in, but the ball should be rolling within the next couple of weeks. I'll have people out to survey it and then get the work started. And they said it should take a couple of weeks for all of the work. But it is going to be a lot of work. The only thing they don't do is repaint the walls, because where they put the insulation in the walls, rather than outside, it's inside. So they basically take off the plasterboard that's there. They put in the new thermal, whatever it is, and then they plaster over it again, but they don't paint it. And I'm like, yay, I get my house decorated as well. That's the only thing Jack's going to have to do, is to, repaint the walls. So we can't quite believe it. The people that were out, the man and the woman that were out, were amazing. It's actually one of Jack's friends who's friends with them, and that's the only way we found out about it. We wouldn't have known otherwise. So I thought I will put this on the screen for you, and you can pause it and read it, and there is the qualifying benefits. I'll read them out for you in a second, but that tells you all of the things that get done. And if anybody is interested, I don't know what it's like in England or anything, but Scotland, the two people who were out to us cover the whole of Scotland. So if there's anybody within Scotland that thinks they might qualify, the qualifying benefits are income-based job seekers allowance, income-related employment and support allowance, pension credit guarantee, working tax credit, child tax credits. Apparently somebody who had a 32-bedroom house qualified for the grant because they got child benefits, because they're not normal child benefit, but their child was disabled, so they got benefits, and that qualified them for a grant. Pension credit savings, income support, universal credit, housing benefit, child benefit. That's all of the qualifying benefits. I will put the phone number on the screen for you. I'm not, if any of you like phone number, whatever, we don't get anything. It's not like a promotion that we're doing. We just can't believe how, it's going to put an amazing amount of value onto our house, apart from the fact that it's going to save us so much money every year, because that oil tank, the oil boiler, is costing us a fortune. There has to be leaks somewhere, and the radiators that we've got just now aren't efficient at all. You can't even buy them now, Jack said, they're that old. So if anybody is interested, wants more information, let me know, or phone the number that I'll put on the screen. Like I said, we don't get anything for it. It's not like a commission type thing. But the couple that came out were so nice. The woman was like, I was in the living room with the dogs because they go crazy when people come to the house, and she was like, let them out. And Hugo was sitting on her knee and everything when she was sitting filling out a form. And it was so easy. I had to fill out one form. I showed proof of my benefit, proof of my council tax, and that was it. I had to have one signature. That was it. So unbelievable. We still cannot believe it. We're still not quite taking it in that we can get all this work done that we're badly needing done for nothing. It's amazing. Anyway, it's now too late for us to go to Asda, but I think we told Abby we would pick her up from her work at 3 anyway, so I think we're just going to nip to Morrison's and go into Abby's work, maybe get a wee bite to eat there, get Abby, go to Morrison's, and then just come back. Saves us going all the way through to Dumbarton. Can't believe it. Honestly, can't believe it. Brooke is apparently packing, but there's not an awful lot of movement going on, so I don't know how she's getting on. Hopefully she will get all that done in time, and yeah, can't believe it. I just cannot believe it. Anyway, I'm going to head off just now, and I will come back to you later on. Amazing. Clyde, be quiet. There's Anna.
Hello, my darling.
Look at the size of her now. She's huge.
She's gorgeous.
We had a power cut the other night. We were worried about her, but she was fine. There's Anna. Brooke's cleaning her out before she goes.
Right.
Hey.
Look at your wee snowman up there. So cute.
Shedding.
Is she shedding? I didn't think she shed once she was
Zana.
old, grown up.
She shed there so often.
Alright.
Hello. Clyde.
Right,
It's
you
so
go finish
cute.
getting ready. I'm
You can slightly
panicking.
see it
Oh,
on her
yeah.
tail.
Oh yeah, so you can.
Right.
Hello,
So-
lovely.
And on her legs, that looks more like cloudy. Because that's getting ready to shed.
Clyde, it's okay. We see it.
Okay, son.
We see it. There's Granny Annie, everybody.
Hello.
Granny Annie's got a new laptop, so she's coming in so we can try and set it up.
Is it heavy?
No,
Oh, no.
it's for her dancing, so she doesn't have to keep carrying her laptop back and forward.
Back.
Oh,
Oh.
good boy,
boy.
Clyde.
See?
That's
Oh, look
better.
at Hugo.
Hugo's like, never mind that. I'll
I'm
play
just
with my
playing.
elephant.
He's scared of her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's the wrong way round.
How?
I feel that should be doing
It should, yeah. I know, because that'll be your mouse
Yeah.
area. She's got enough bags.
What?
Saying you've got enough bags. Plus. Taking plenty food because you probably won't eat any of theirs. Oh my goodness. Have you got all your juices? Yeah. You should maybe put some of them in your main bag rather than that one, so that if you lose that or...
In the car.
Right, okay. Oh, for goodness sake!
No clue if
You've
half
got-
these are in date.
You've got, they are, I've checked it all. You've got fizzy belts at the back as well. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah.
Oh, we're low.
You're going to have no food to come back to. Why did you not just take the drawer?
Point.
Oh my goodness. It is still in date, I checked.
Oh, ridiculous.
It's like an elf chocolate to a cadet camp. They're still in date. They should be fine. You have literally emptied your drawer.
Keep saying I'm just going out.
That's true. Look what we found in Tesco. Pepsi Max Mango, and it is delicious. I really like it, but so far we've only found it in Tesco, and so far it's only in cans and not bottles. Let me know if you've seen it anywhere else, or if you've seen it in bottles. But oh, it is so tasty. And you know, raspberry is my favourite, but that's a very close second. I even prefer it to the lime, and I'm not a mango person. So yeah, if you see them,
the
give
best
them a
part.
go. Oh, you can't forget your date. You wonder how our floors end up covered in hairs. Now Hugo was just brushed yesterday, and this just came out on when I was clapping him. It's that time of year, Hugo, isn't it? Molly's not wanting to play.
Right. Now I'm going to take everything out.
You're just do it. Take your main bags and then come back in.
I'll take my pink bag and that bag out.
Right,
And then come back into that because that's the heaviest.
right. Have you got your phone? Have you got your money? Yeah. You've got your food. You've got all your toiletries? Yeah. Toothbrush,
Yes.
toothpaste, deodorant.
Yes. Oh,
Well,
oh.
are you excited? Are you not sad to be leaving us all for 2 weeks?
No.
Oh.
Bye.
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 Bye, Willa.
Don't feel you need to hurry back.
Well, I'll say bye.
No, bye.
Say bye. Good girl.
I can't shut this door.
Good luck. Be careful. Have you got your brush?
I don't know.
Do you want to run and get it?
Nah.
Okay. Have fun. My dad's calling her Captain Mannering. And just like that, she's away. That's it, our first ever annual camp for cadets. 2 weeks of no Brooke. Yay! It's weird that so long as she's been away. That's strange. Never mind, I'm sure we'll cope. We need to feed Zana, but other than that, Lomond will still go in and out of room and things as usual. Feels weird. Oh, Jack's doing? Cheeky. So just like that, Friday's finished. It's been some day, hasn't it, Jack? Not what we expected when we got up this morning.
No.
And I think we're still kind of not 100% sure that it's going to happen, are we? Because good things like that never happen to us. But hopefully it will all go through and it'll all be good. Can't believe it. And tomorrow we've got a meeting about something very special and secret too that I'm not telling you about just now. If it happens, I'll tell you, and if it doesn't happen, I'll tell you. But yeah, we're mad. We are off our head. Absolutely nuts. We know where our Crazy Life Scotland comes from, put it that way. So yeah, that's us. And we decided the B&M voucher that I was going to enjoy spending today, we're not, because we're going to have to get paint and things for decorating. So we're going to save it for that. It's valid for a year, so we'll save it for that. And we didn't have time to go through to Dumbarton anyway. But so exciting. It's going to be quite an upheaval, I have to say. It's going to be a real upheaval getting it all done. Because all the walls, the inside of the outside walls, if you know what I mean, are going to have to be taken apart and put back together again. But it'll be so worth it. Anyway, I am havering, so I'm going to end this vlog. We will give you an update very shortly on everything, including the secret mission that we're going on tomorrow. We weren't going to tell Granny Annie, but she invited herself along to drop Abby at work, so we had to tell her.
You caved.
I caved. I did cave. I know. I'm going to go before I cave and tell you a lot as well. See, he's caving now. He's trying to give hints. It's the alcohol talking. Anyway, I'm going to head off, so thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up button. Talk to me in the comments below if you get any idea what the secret mission might be. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in our next one. Thanks everyone. Bye!